you want a burrito?
Don't lie, no, bro. That might put some money in your pocket, bro.
Take it. Bro, you okay?
The day Aiden Ross almost made a big mistake. Every now and then, a moment comes along that reveals a person's true character. For Speed,
don't lie, no, bro. That might put some money in your pocket, bro. And you call me a
Sir, hold on a second.
That moment happened during a chaotic live stream. Aiden Ross was in the middle of a typical stream, the kind filled with friends, banter, and pressure to be constantly entertaining. But things were about to cross a line. A joke had turned into a dare. A dare began to turn into something dangerous. Surrounded by others who encouraged him to go through with it, Aiden stood at a crossroads. Most viewers watching thought it was harmless fun, but someone in that room saw through it. Speed did. He noticed that Aiden was uncomfortable. The energy in the room shifted, and Speed made his move, stepping in before things could spiral. There was no dramatic speech, no long explanation, just action. He redirected Aiden's focus, disrupted the flow of pressure, and did what needed to be done. Most people would have played along or ignored it altogether, but Speed knew better. He understood the consequences that could come from a moment like that. Peer pressure online isn't just about going viral. It can ruin lives. By choosing to protect his friend rather than join the crowd, Speed showed something rare: integrity in the face of entertainment. In a world where laughing along is easier, Speed stepped up and shut it down.
Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Seriously, no.
Changing a single mother's life in India. In a quiet, humble street in India, Speed met a woman who carried the weight of the world on her shoulders. A single mother, working tirelessly to support her family with almost nothing, was about to experience something she couldn't have imagined. Without any fanfare or build-up, Speed handed her $1,000. In that part of the world, it's a life-changing amount. Her eyes welled up instantly. It wasn't just about the money, it was about someone finally seeing her. Speed didn't ask for a thank you. He didn't record it to go viral. He just told her to take it. She hesitated, unsure if it was real. And when the tears came, he gently tried to calm her. This moment wasn't loud. There were no crazy reactions, just quiet generosity that echoed louder than any viral video. For that mother, Speed wasn't just a stranger. He became hope, delivered words.
I tried to kill myself 19.
Hey! What the hell?
A fan in emotional crisis. One of the most powerful moments came during a live interaction. A young fan revealed something raw and vulnerable. She had tried to end her life at just 19. The chat froze, the energy changed, and Speed didn't run from it. Instead, he gently asked if she was okay. She wasn't. She had lost her best friend and couldn't see a way out of the pain. In that moment, Speed became more than a streamer. He became someone who listened. He didn't have the perfect words. He wasn't a therapist, but he cared. He asked if she wanted to pray, and even though it was clumsy and awkward, even though laughter accidentally slipped in, the heart behind it was real. What mattered most wasn't how polished the moment was, but that someone reached out when it mattered. Sometimes that's all someone needs. Covering medical bills for a fan with diabetes. During another fan interaction, someone shared that they were on the verge of being diagnosed with diabetes and couldn't afford proper treatment. It wasn't just about health, it was about survival. When Speed heard how serious the situation was, how the fan could lose a limb or even their life, he didn't hesitate. He asked how much the bills were. Over $15,000. Speed didn't flinch. He offered to cover everything. No conditions, no delay. He just said, "Be there soon," and meant it. That moment didn't come with big music or dramatic editing. But for that fan, it was everything. A second chance at life handed over by someone who could have just kept scrolling.
Hey, you can have it. You can have it, my boy. Yeah. Hey, look, bro, stay safe, bro. Hey, Japan, these streets ain't safe, bro. Stay safe, bro.
But streets of Japan. In the bustling streets of Japan, Speed found himself face to face with yet another person living with nothing. Some might see people in that situation and walk away, assuming they've given up. Speed didn't see it that way. He approached the man, handed him money. Not a few dollars, but over $200. He even told him to have both when the man hesitated. There was no judgment, just encouragement. Speed reminded him to buy clothes, grab some food, and most
Where your house at?
importantly, stay safe. It's these interactions that reveal who someone truly is when the cameras aren't supposed to be rolling. The streets that day were loud and full of motion, but there was a quiet stillness in the way Speed carried himself. He didn't just toss money into a stranger's hands and walk away. He paused, looked the man in the eye, and treated him with the kind of dignity that often gets overlooked. The man's clothes were torn, his eyes tired about wire, but Speed didn't flinch. He spoke to him like a peer, not a project. And when the man hesitated to accept the help, it said everything about how the world had treated him until then, with doubt, with distance. But Speed's response was simple and powerful. Take both. In that moment, it wasn't about the amount. It was about what it represented: trust, generosity, and human connection. Speed didn't ask for
drugs or something like that.
What?
If you can't help you to eat something, bro.
Oh, you hungry? Nah, bro, he hungry, bro. He hungry.
thanks. He didn't wait for a reaction. He simply encouraged the man to take care of himself, to be safe. And that phrase, stay safe, carried more weight than usual because it came from someone who meant it, someone who understood that sometimes a kind gesture can mean the difference between one more night on the street and the strength to keep going. This wasn't just a content creator being charitable. It was a young man choosing empathy in a world that too often looks away, making sure a drunk man got home safe. One night, Speed encountered a man who was clearly intoxicated and struggling to find his way. It would have been easy to ignore him or laugh it off. Instead, Speed calmly asked where his house was. The man pointed in a direction, barely coherent, but Speed stayed with him. He reassured the guy, made sure he was headed the right way, and wished him a safe journey. A simple act that might have saved a life. Feeding the hungry, one burrito at a time. In yet another city, Speed met a homeless man who admitted he was hungry but didn't want to ask for much. When asked what he wanted, the man simply said, "A burrito?" That's it. Speed couldn't believe it. A burrito? That's all? He didn't just buy one. He asked if the man wanted a drink. Gatorade? Juice? Water? He told him to keep the money and made sure he had more than just food. He had dignity. That small gesture meant more than most people realize. Because when someone gives without making you feel small, it changes everything.
You hurt? You alright?
I'm just having a panic attack.
You okay? Oh, okay? You alright? Calm down, you alright?
Everything. Helping a young girl through a panic attack. In the middle of a crowded scene, a girl began to hyperventilate. Surrounded by chaos, she couldn't find her sisters. Panic took over, and she couldn't breathe. That's when Speed stepped in. He didn't panic. He didn't ignore it. He got water, told her to breathe, helped her calm down. He reassured her, grounded her, and stayed until she was okay. This wasn't just about helping a fan, it was about helping a young girl feel safe again. And he did it with maturity and empathy most people didn't expect from him.
Don't watch him, bro! Who the is this, bro? Get the fuck on! The fuck out of here, bro! Did he steal your shit?
Standing up for his girlfriend, even during a prank, one she didn't know was staged, Speed showed that he wasn't afraid to protect the people he loved. When a guy got too close to his girlfriend, Speed didn't hesitate. He stepped in, pushed the guy away, and made it clear that crossing that line wouldn't be tolerated. It wasn't just about the prank. It was about making sure she felt protected. And that's exactly what she felt. What made this moment stand out wasn't how loud it was, but how instinctive it was. The second the tension shifted, Speed's reaction wasn't calculated, it was natural. His body moved faster than his thoughts, putting himself between her and what felt like a threat. She looked stunned at first, confused by what had just happened, but when she saw the fire in his eyes and the raw need to defend, everything else faded away. It didn't matter that it was staged. In her mind, it was real. And that's what mattered, because feeling unsafe, even for a second, can leave a mark. Speed didn't let that happen, not on his watch. It wasn't about ego or dominance, it was about presence. His message was simple: I've got you. That reassurance doesn't come from words alone, it comes from action. The kind of action that says, you're safe with me, without having to say it at all. Even after the prank was revealed, Speed didn't laugh it off. He apologized to her, explained himself, and made sure she was emotionally okay. That's what real care looks like. Protection that continues even after the danger is gone. That moment showed another side of Speed. Not just the loud, electric personality, but the steady, grounding force that knows when to stand tall. Taking depression seriously.
Have a good one.
Bro, why would y'all let him, bro? No! Bro, is this guy okay? This guy, bro, this guy just committed. Y'all sitting here laughing, not taking this serious.
Seriously, even on Discord. One night during a Discord session, a fan made a heartbreaking announcement. They were done with everything, mentally exhausted, ready to give up. Some laughed, some dismissed it, but not Speed. He got serious. He addressed it head on. No jokes, no memes, just care. And sometimes that's what makes all the difference. Having someone listen, truly listen, can be the thing that saves a life.
Family died in an explosion and I was the only one to survive and I lost everything.
What's your name?
Francisco.
What happened to your arm?
Helping a burn survivor rebuild his life. Perhaps the most touching story of all is Francisco's, a Portuguese fan who lost everything in an explosion. His family, his home, his peace. He survived with burns across his body and pain that can't be put into words. Speed met him face to face. He didn't just listen. He acted. He helped raise over $100,000 for Francisco, money that could help with surgeries, housing, and healing. But even more powerful than the money was the message Speed gave him. You and me and Ronaldo. He gave Francisco a Ronaldo jersey, not just a gift, a symbol of hope, of connection, of strength. Francisco's words after that? If you don't spend time with someone you love, it can all go away, and you'll never see that person again. Powerful, true, and unforgettable. Francisco had nothing left. Yet somehow, in that moment, he found something again. Belonging. The pain on his face was undeniable. But so was the light in his eyes when Speed embraced him like family. They didn't speak the same language fluently, but they understood each other perfectly. It wasn't about words, it was about presence, about showing up when it counted. The burns on Francisco's arms were visible, but the scars inside, those needed something deeper to heal. Love, support, and someone who actually cared. Speed didn't just give him a donation, he gave him a platform, a voice, and most importantly, a reason to smile again. For someone who had faced fire and survived, that smile was a miracle in itself. They sat together quietly for a moment, the noise around them fading as if the world paused to honor that connection. And when Speed said he believed in him, Francisco believed it too. That day didn't just change Francisco's life. It reminded everyone watching what true humanity looks like. Most people know Speed as the streamer who barks, yells, and breaks controllers. The one who lights fireworks in his room and goes viral for the craziest things. But beyond the chaos is a young man with a massive heart. A guy who gives without asking for anything in return. Someone who listens, comforts, and uplifts. Speed didn't become a hero by trying to be one. He became one by caring when it mattered most. He's not perfect, he's not polished, but he's real. And sometimes being real is exactly what the world needs. If these stories made you believe in kindness again, then make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs to see the good in people. Because heroes aren't always in movies. Sometimes they stream from their bedroom and save lives along the way.